What is going on, Swoopers? Welcome back to another episode of Swoop Luke. In this episode, we're previewing the Collingwood-St Kilda clash that's going on Sunday. So, let's just do it. Before we jump straight into it, be sure to follow me on all my social media accounts, Instagram, TikTok. I'm so close to 8,000 on Instagram, on Twitter as well, and I obviously just mentioned TikTok. They'll be popping up down below. If you are a new Swooper, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and if you are a returning Swooper, welcome back. Thank you so much for rejoining me. We are so close to 2,000 subs, and when we get to 2,000, we'll go into some sort of draw. I don't know how yet, but we will, and you'll get a Collingwood jersey. I keep saying home, but it can be whatever jersey you want. So make sure, that you're subbed. If you're not, make sure you tell your family and friends to sub, and we'll sort it out from there. But let's get into this preview. So going into this game, St Kilda's form, especially this season, has been very up and down. They're currently sitting 12th on the ladder. I think they're 1.5 games out of the 8. But with the rollercoaster sort of season that I just mentioned, like last week, they absolutely obliterated Richmond. They kept them to 2 goals and they won by 40 points. Previous week, they lose to Adelaide. The week before that, they lose to Sydney. The week before that, they beat the Kangaroos, who, 18th, okay. But then the week before that, they lose by, 111 points to the Western Bulldogs. But then 4 weeks later, they beat the reigning premiers and keep them to 2 goals. So, St Kilda are very hot and cold. It is very much, which St Kilda are we going to get? Are we going to get the Western Bulldogs St Kilda that got done by 111 points? Or are we going to get the Richmond St Kilda where they put on a bit of a show, 40 points, and it could have been probably a little bit more. As for us, we know we're living in the post-Buckley era at the moment. A little bit of purgatory. We came off those 2 good wins, the Adelaide win and then that fantastic Melbourne win. We have the bye. We go up against Fremantle. Harvey takes over. We play another slow brand of football. To me, and there was a bit of you guys on social media as well. You were saying that all that 6 weeks or the 5-6 weeks of effort, and getting better here and there, it just completely went up the wazoo. That last quarter though, absolutely perfect. That last quarter we did so well. If you want to check out my review on that, it'll be popping up somewhere, or the link will be down below. Because that last quarter is exactly what football we want to see Collingwood play. 5 goals in that last quarter. So our form has either been steadily bad or steadily good. So we need the team to perform like they did against Melbourne. Josh Thomas comes out this week and says that Harvey wants to play faster attacking football. We didn't see that against Fremantle, like I said, up until the last quarter. But hopefully we see that against St Kilda. So we've had the wood over the Saints for the last 3 meetings. You have to cast your mind way back to June last year, round 3. Yes, round 3 in June, because we had that huge pause because of the pandemic. And we smashed them by 44 points. That was coming off that good Western Bulldogs first game, the draw against Richmond, and then, a drubbing of St Kilda. So this was back when we thought, oh my God, we're playing really good football. Are we going to make up for that 2019 prelim loss? Obviously we didn't. But this game, look, still side bottom, 31 disposals, 6 tackles. Brodie Grundy had a day out as well. Pendlebury, Maynard, Elliott kicked 2, Steve-O kicked 2, Adams kicked 2, Mychek 2. I think this was a game where Tyler Brown got his first goal as well, which was really nice. But, like I keep saying, it's good to look back at this sort of stuff, but that was so long ago. We're a different team now, and, kind of so is St Kilda. They're still pretty, but so are we. But we can learn a few lessons from there. Fast attacking football works. So I think the ruck battle is going to be very, very interesting. So we've gone with, obviously, Darcy Cameron and Brodie Grundy again. So they'll be chopping each other out. But they're going up against Rowan Marshall and Paddy Ryder. Their Saints are currently 5th in hit-outs per game. I'm pretty sure we're first because, of course, we are. But like a lot of coaches come out and say, like Buck come out and says, hit outs are one thing, doing something with them is another. So it's all about the clearances. It's all about, either reading the opponent's taps or reading your own ruckman's taps. What I like about our matchup is Grundy can rest forward, and we know he can take a mark. We know he can kick a good goal. Darcy Cameron is a very, very competent ruckman as well. Very good tap ruckman. So the 1-2 of those against Marshall and a Paddy Ryder. Look, Paddy Ryder's good. I do think he is a little bit slow, obviously showing his age as well. Another area that is going to be very interesting is how our back line comes up against their forward line. So they've got Max King, obviously Mason Wood, Rowan Marshall when he's resting there, Tim Member as well, and then obviously Paddy Ryder will go down there at times. And, they've got their usual culprits. You've got Higgins, Brad Hill will probably float down there, Butler, Billings. So we are very undersized because, not super undersized, but Quaynor, Johnny Noble, Madge, Maynard, Chris Main is named in the back line. So there's obviously no Dusty Moore, no Jeremy Howe. We haven't opted to bring in a Mark Keane. We haven't even opted to bring in like a Will Kelly or an Anton Tohill if you want to chuck him off the half back, or a Tom Wilson. So it's going to be like, didn't Braden Maynard line up on Jeremy Cameron or no, Braden Maynard line up on Buddy Franklin at times against Sydney. So it's going to be something like that. It's going to be very interesting to see. So the St Kilda's, tall, and they're quick as well. They're not just sluggish forwards. They're tall, quick forwards. So it's going to be an interesting matchup to see if we can keep them. Obviously, you can't keep them goalless, but it'll be interesting to see how many goals we keep them to, because we are a good defensive side, but they out-tall us or out-height us. So it's going to be very interesting. Another thing to watch out for is St Kilda are ranked 3rd in tackles and 3rd in 1%ers. So what that means is that St Kilda, when they don't have the ball, they are just going to hunt, and they are just going to hunt hard, right? So 1%ers, like we talked about last week, it's your Smothers, it's your, like perceived pressure, it's your Shepherds, it's sort of all that sort of the 1% of stuff that doesn't really get counted as a stat, but obviously 3rd in tackles, and we are nowhere near 3rd in tackles. So what that means is when we have the ball, they're going to pressure us hard, they're going to tackle hard. We have to be clean with ball in hand. Sometimes we've seen that we succumb to pressure. When the pressure's building, we just stop the game. We don't take the game on. We kind of put a halt to it. What that means is that the other team gets the ability to flood back, and they stop that pressure because we're just doing these cheap kicks around the back pocket, but then we can't get it up and gets turned over and we get done on the counter attack. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Some players to watch out for. Jack Steele is having an amazing year for St Kilda. Jordan DeGoey comes back with that suspension that he served against, for that hit against Clayton Oliver the other week. So DeGoey, he's probably be a full-time midfielder, or we'll say a 70-30 midfield forward split, because we got Jamie Elliott back as well now. So that he was our only change. DeGoey has to put on a killer performance. Does that mean 32 disposals and a goal? Does that mean 20 disposals and 4 goals? Whatever it is, and wherever he is on the ground, he has to make sure that he's hitting contests hard. He is not putting up just half-assed efforts. He's not walking to contest or not tackling when he should be tackling, or not pressuring when he should be pressuring. Jordan DeGoey is our X factor. We know that. And if he's on, we're all on. So just quickly, our ins and outs, like I just mentioned, Jordan DeGoey comes in. Bo McCreary goes out with that hamstring injury as well. It's going to be a cold, wet, probably windy day at the MCG. We have gone tall. We know what happened the last time, one of the times, where we've gone tall on a wet, windy, miserable day at the MCG, 2019 prelim. Mason Cox would want to clunk marks. Myercheck would want to clunk marks, or bring it to ground, lay a Shepherd, let Josh Thomas, let Will Hoskin Elliott, let Josh Dacos, whoever else is in that forward line, Jamie Elliott, Jordan DeGoey. Let the Crummers crumb and get those goals. if Myercheck and Cox and Cameron, when he's up there, if they kick 4 goals between them, but I see Josh Thomas, Jamie Elliott, whoever else is up there, our small forwards, if I see them picking up 6, 7, 8 goals between them, the Tools will have done their job. I'm not expecting them to clunk every single mark that comes through, especially if it's raining and stuff like that. If it goes to ground, if they make a contest, but if it goes to ground and our crummers aren't there, I don't know. I wouldn't have gone tall. Honestly, I wouldn't have gone tall, but that's why I'm not a coach and this is why I do this commentary for free. But that's our ins and outs. My big call and prediction, I think we're going to win. I think it'll be a tough game. I think we're only going to win by about 17 points. My big call is that Jordan Ngoe will kick 3 goals on his return. And so anyway, guys, this has just been my quick preview of the game. Be sure to leave your comments down below. Let me know how you think we're going to go. There should be a squawk with Swoop after the game. Obviously, I've got to come back home, so it might be a little bit later on. It might only be for half an hour, but be sure to check that out when that does drop. But anyway, until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double shackers, I'll sweep you later.
Ooh la la.